The most common and least discussed feature of mass shooters and violent terrorists is their manhood. And in dozens of incidents from North America to around the globe, an increasing number of misogynist incel, which are involuntary celibates, and male supremacist attackers have explicitly targeted and killed women, blaming feminism or sexual frustration with women as motivation for their attacks. Despite all of this evidence, despite the frequency with which misogyny or threats, stalking, harassment of women, and prior acts of gender-based violence are precursors to violence, that bright red thread of misogyny running through these attacks is barely acknowledged. We do not typically see misogyny included as part of hate group tracking or extremist incident reporting and monitoring from government agencies or from NGOs. We fail to see gender-based violence as ideological, even when it's rooted in dehumanization and categorical identity-based hate. We rarely count online or offline misogyny and gender-based harassment as hate speech. And we don't classify intimate partner violence or sexual violence as hate crimes. The silences in the data and the reporting are as shocking as they are deafening. And this is a failure with many ripple effects. When you add to that set of conditions the fact that algorithmic recommendations come to teens with gendered and harmful content within minutes of new accounts, you can see how the problem becomes not just one of the fringes, but one that is really clearly situated in the mainstream. Boys' sort of sock puppet accounts or new accounts set up for teenage boys get harmful content that targets them with marketing of products to make them more manly, or anti-feminist content that scapegoats women for the problems they experience within up to 4 minutes. And girls get pro-anorexia or self-harm content in even less time, 2.5 minutes on average. So that kind of condition leads to a number of rabbit holes that can open up pathways to greater hate and harm. The good news is that we have solutions. There are tools for parents, for caregivers, teachers, mental health counselors, faith leaders, and others to recognize and respond. And in this book and in my conclusion, I talk a lot about what it would look like to have interventions that listen to kids, that listen to teenagers, that offer a range of kind of healthier masculinities as ways of engaging with and moving toward adulthood, that don't scapegoat others for problems, but that help find real solutions to the very real and legitimate crises that boys and men are facing. So I hope that you read the book and engage with the content, and I look forward to your feedback and questions.